Hello everyone. I'm all scruffy and tired. I was watching Divinity's video on relationship terms of service, and I came away with a few thoughts that have to do with behavioral economics, and specifically how behavioral economics views human interactions in a very simplified way. To break it down, there are two major types of human interactions that have to do with economics, and that's market-based interactions or quid pro quo type interactions, such as you walk into a store, pay, get a candy bar, walk out. Maybe you say thank you to the teller, maybe you exchange a little chit-chat, but the one thing that there is no doubt about is that you're paying for that candy bar, and if you pay, you're going to get the candy bar. The other are emotional-based relationships, or emotional-based interactions, I should say, is probably a better way of putting it, where, you may get breakfast in bed or give breakfast in bed, but there is no defined, you will do this, therefore you will get this. The relationship, the one thing that is paramount in the interaction is the emotions, and the doing stuff for other people, that's a secondary part of it. That is a side effect of these social expectations, usually based around emotions and sometimes social roles. There was a kendo master in Japan who was teaching a group of students, every week for free. And the students came to him and said, we would really, really love to pay you, to give you something for this. And said, if you wanted to pay me, you couldn't afford me. Basically, what they were trying to do was they felt like they were taking advantage of him in a market sense, and came swiftly to realize that what he was giving him out of a social, emotional sense was, in market terms, far more valuable than they could afford. He went on teaching them, but it's very, very difficult to step back from attempting to take a relationship in a market direction, or to take a relationship from a market direction to an emotional direction. You can have, let's say there's a coffee shop you go to every day, or a doctor you go to every single that you've gone to since you were a child. This person knows you. This person will work out, if you've got payment problems, they'll work it out. But there is no doubt that the primary thing going on there is you are the patient who is coming to a doctor, and more so a doctor that you trust and know, and who knows you and your issues and will work with you. But that's why you're there. So keep in mind that when people say that prostitution is a horrible thing and it cheapens human relationships, they may not be realizing that there are human interactions that have nothing to do with the higher, quote-unquote, interactions that they idealize, that they may be just throwing under the bus. Because it's like me and Ujama, we poke at each other and say horrible things about each other all the time, and that's an interaction. I pretty much stopped, but I still think he sucks. But that is an emotion-based interaction. They're not always pretty. They're not always wonderful. And the fact that a market-based relationship is not an emotion-based relationship, cannot be an emotion-based relationship, or it will change into something else, and will only provide what it provides, is not something to denigrate. It's something to understand and move on from, because why get pissed off in an azalea bush because it's not a tree? So I don't know, any person who can just slap on an essential label onto something or someone and say, you are blank because of your, you believe this, or you're a woman, or you're a man, whatever, and therefore I'm going to simplify you down into an object that fits neatly into my world model. Well, I don't really want a part of their world. I don't really want to deal with them. Sometimes I have to, but it won't be a positive emotional relationship. Thank you for your time and attention.